Now, in this particular video of CSS, we will talk about giving these styles to the links. When I say links, it is hyperlink. So as we know, using the anchor tag of HTML, we can create any text or image as a hyperlink. But here particularly, we will talk about the text, where when I will make any text as a hyperlink, it would be of blue color with the underline. If I want to give some changes like in the color or whether I want to put the underline or not, I can do some styling with the links as well. So let's see a practical implementation where on the different events of a hyperlink, I can design a different color. I can put a different color or some different formatting as well. So let's start the practical implementation where I will treat the links in a different way. So let's start a practical now. Alright, so for decorating the hyperlink, that is the anchor tag, what I have done, I have taken the style tag over the head section of HTML, and there I put first of all the anchor tag, means the named selector for the style. Alright, so here for all the anchor tag, what I have done, text decoration is none. As we know, by default the hyperlinks are having the underline, but by default I don't want underline should be there with any hyperlink, so I made it none. After that, for the different purposes, I am using the different colors. For example, anchor link means by default the color of the hyperlink will be red, means the text will be red by default as it comes blue, right? Visited means once you visit that particular link, then it will be grayish color. However, when you will put the mouse over it, then at that particular time it will be pink. When you will click, it will be green. Alright, so let's save it, and I'll put an anchor tag here in the body, that is the href, like I want to go for just a sample text. Alright, so let's save it. Let's come to the browser. And here, as you can see, when it is the text, if the hyperlink is being here, it is of red color. I put the mouse over it, it is becoming pink, right? Because I said hover, it's pink. Alright, when I will click, it is green, and here I reached. Now, since this particular link is visited now, when I'll come back, you can see it is of grayish color, gray, pink, green, that's it. So since the particular page is already visited, it will not be in red color again. Alright, so this is how you can work with the basic of hyperlink. Now one more thing is, when I am putting the mouse over it, I want the hyperlink should be there. So in hover, what I can do, I can add one more style, that is the text decoration is underline. So let's refresh, and now here you can see when I am putting the mouse over it, it is being underlined. Alright, so these are the things which you can do with the anchor tag, that is with the hyperlink, while working with the CSS. In this video of CSS, we will talk about layers. Layers, as the name says, will provide you some number of layers one over another. So basically it will give you the options, or it will give you a look and feel of the third coordinate, that is the Z index. Like for now, we have two coordinates, that is horizontal is x-axis, vertical is y, and this one using the layers options, you will get the Z index as well. That will give you a look and feel of one div over another div and so on. So let's see a practical implementation where we are going to implement the layers in CSS. So as far as layers are concerned, here I have placed three different divs which will be behaving as a layer, and let's see what all attributes are there. So all three divs are of different color, like green, red and yellow, with the same dimensions, mean the same height and width, that is 300 width and 100 height, and all are having absolute positioning, which we have already discussed, and accordingly I have placed them in a different position, like top 0 pixel, left 120. Similarly, red is having top 40, left 80, and yellow is top 80 and left 40. So accordingly they will be placed. But since they are layer, so I have to tell like which layer will be above which particular one. So that particular thing will be told by the last attribute out here, that is the z index, and it will actually tell you the sequence. That means z index 1 means first of all it will be yellow, then above yellow I will put red because its index is 2, and above red I will put green because its index is 3. So 3 will be at the top, red will be after green, and yellow is at the bottom. So let's save it, and here you can see the output. Alright, so green is at the top, red, and then yellow. If you will make some changes in the sequence, let's say I want to put red at the top, so I will make it 3 and I will make green as 2. So when I will save, you will see that red is at the topmost position. Alright, so these are the things which you can do while working with the third layer, means the third index. So these are the things which you can do while working with the third axis, that is the z-axis, while working with layers in CSS.
In this video, we will discuss about passing the styles to the list. When we learned the list in HTML, we got the list like the definition list, unordered list or ordered list, which were either giving some bullet or a number figure just before the list. But if I want to give some different styles, I can go for the list options in CSS as well. Options like, if I don't want any bullet or number before any list item. Whenever you are adding a list item, it is coming one after another in a vertical manner. But what if I want to get them all in a horizontal way or in a thumbnail? So we can use some style options here in order to make our list more attractive and look different than a normal list. So let's start the practical where we'll try to manipulate the appearance of the list now.
Alright, so here in list things, what I have done in the beginning, like this is the default list pattern which we have learned in the HTML. So using UL, that is unordered list, or OL, that is ordered list, you can just start putting some list things, and here I'm using the nested list. So when you will be watching this in the browser, how it will come, like firstly it will be tea, coffee, soft drinks, and inside soft drinks you will get these options. So let's save it, and here you can see, like first of all they are coming with disk, and inside that it is circle. Alright, and we know, like using the attributes called type, you can pass the values like disk, circle, or square. Now you can do the same things using CSS also. So what we can do, using list style type, this attribute inside the style tag, you can pass which particular kind of bullet you want. So here you can see I have used all the three ones like square, disk, and circle. So this is how also you can change the type of square in each of your list items. Rather than passing that in UL, I will pass the style type, list style type, here in the li tag. So let's see that. Like first you can see this is square, disk, circle. So this is how you can create them. Similarly, for ordered list also, you can use the list style type with the different values like lower Roman, upper Roman, lower alpha, upper alpha, and numbers which are default. So you can just make these different values with the list style type, and here you can see that the lower Roman, upper Roman, lower alpha, upper alpha. Alright, so by default when you create a list, each element or each item I should say comes in a different line. But if you want to create the inline list like this, you can simply just do one thing, that is, here in each unordered list you can write float left. As soon as you will start writing float left in each list item, they will all come in the same line. The reason why I am using width 10%, because I don't want any congestion with the list item. I want to give them proper width so that it will be easy for the user to get the elements. So width is nothing with the inline thing, it's just for the better appearance of the list items, and here float left for each list item will give you the list in single line. But if you don't want any bullet out there, like I don't want these things either horizontal or in vertical list, what you can do, right here in the list tag that is either unordered or ordered list tag, you can simply say style list style none. Alright, so as soon as you say list style none, so none of the type list style type will appear before the list items. As here you can see there are elements available, but there is nothing like any alphabet or any bullet specified before them because the list style is none. So these are the different implementations that you can make while working with CSS in list items.
Now, in this video of CSS3, we will talk about the animations in it. So far, when we were doing the transformation, maybe 2D or 3D transformation, you were not getting that exact picture. Maybe it was something like if it is rotated, you may be not getting how it is getting rotated. But using the animation, you can get some animated things as well. For example, you may get a moving text using the animation. You may get some rotational boxes of div tag obviously using the animations. So here what we will do, we will just set a starting position and the finishing position, and this animation will take us between that particular path. Alright, so let's see a practical where we will put some basic animations using CSS3.
Alright, so now let's hear it for the animation. So let's start with a very basic example where, like all the previous videos, most of the previous videos which we were doing is I'm creating a box with the width 150, height 150, means it is a square shape, background color red. Alright, so it is like a normal box, but after that it starts with the animation thing. So what are the things out there? First thing is we have to put the name of animation, because there could be number of divs, there could be number of element where you want to perform animation of different type. So for specifying each animation, you will give it a unique name. Like here, I have taken the name example. Now after example, it is a name. Like after that, it is about for how many duration you are preparing this animation. So for me, I'm taking it 4 seconds. Now in these 4 seconds, what all I want to do, so that we'll have to set by using the keyframes. And when you specify keyframes, you will have to tell also like which particular example, means which particular animation, because here I have given the name. So you will have to specify for which particular element you are going to perform this keyframe thing. So I'm doing it for the example. What I want to do, I will start the color transformation, like the background color I will change it from red to yellow. Alright, so since you can see background color is already red, so I will start it from red, so both will get mixed, and then I will change the color to yellow in 4 seconds. Alright, so as you can see, it is for that particular div whose id is my div. So in body I only have one div with the id my div. So let's save it, come to the browser and refresh it. So in the 4 seconds of time, this box will transform itself from red to yellow. As soon as the transformation is over, it will come back to its original one, because I have given a default background color to this div, that is red. Alright, so again I will refresh. In 4 seconds it will come from red to yellow, and once it is done, it will come back to its default one. So this was just about the keyframes thing where I changed the background color. Similarly, you can change this position also, whatever you want. So now in this second example, I'm going to add some more things. Here the animation name and duration will remain same, but I'm going to make some changes. Like in the previous one, it was starting from red and finishing with yellow. But if you want to take it from red to green by passing some of the colors, you can do that as well. So what I'm doing here, I'm using percentage thing right here. So at 0% means at the very beginning, the background color of example, means for this particular animation, will start from red. Once the 25% of the time will take place, 25% means the 1 second. Alright, it is because it's total 4 seconds. So when the 25% of the time will passed, I will change it to yellow. Again, when 50% will be over, it will be blue, and then at the 100th percent, means when it is completed, it will turn into green. So I'm just making it from red to green by passing the colors like yellow and blue. So still I have that div, my div out here in the body. So let's save it, come to the browser, let's refresh it. So you can see, all right. So let's refresh it, starting from red, yellow, blue and green. All right. So comparatively, you can see yellow is staying for lesser period of time because only from 0 to 25 it is being there, but from 50 to 100 it's blue. So the transformation between the blue and green is comparatively slower. All right. So this is how it is happening, and once it is done, it is again coming back to red, which is the default color. So now, so far we were just making the changes in color. Let's see what all we can do. So let's make some changes in this particular code so that we will be able to make the changes in the position as well. So as here, all the things are same, like the height, the width, the background color, the example, the name of the animation and the duration. Just one thing is more added, that is position, because obviously I'm going to change the position, so I will have to tell like according to what I'm going to make the changes. So it is relative positioning. So whatever changes you will do, it will be relatively to the previous change. So at the 0th percent, means from the very beginning, it will be left 0, top 0, means it will be at the topmost position. Now after that, when it is 25% done, it is yellow in color and it will move 200 pixel from left. All right, means it will move towards right to 200 pixel. When it is 50% done, it is still 200 pixel left, but it will come 200 pixel from the top. That means it will move down to 200 pixel. When 70% will be done, it is 0%, means it is going towards left in the same height. And when 100% will be done, it will be to its original position. That is, it started from 0, 0, it will be at 0, 0. All right. So let's save it, come to the browser, make the changes. You see, it is moving. All right. It is not getting repeatedly, but yes, it is moving. Like this is 0, 0, now 0, 200, 200, 200, 200, 0 and 0, 0. All right. So that is about the left and the top values which I was reading out. Now, if you want to make some delay in the animation, you can add animation delay. All right. So when I add animation delay 2 seconds, that means after 2 seconds, the animation will start taking place. All right. So let's save it. Let's see how the changes are done. So after 2 seconds, you see it has started moving. All right. Let me refresh it. 1, 2, and now it started. All right. So this is about the delay. Now you see, like once it is done, it is stopped. If you want to make it repetitive, you can add one more option out here. Let's see what is that. And that is animation iteration count. Here I said it 3. All right. So animation iteration count is 3. So it will go on for 3 times. All right. So let's see. After 2 seconds, it will start. So this is the one cycle. This is the second cycle. Delay will be only for the first time. And this one is the third cycle. All right. Now it is done. So if you want, you can also write infinite or any particular number. So let's refresh after 2 seconds. All right. So it is 1, 2, 3. It's not going to stop obviously after 3 as well, and it will keep moving unless you make some changes or you do whatever. All right. Okay. Now there is something more called the direction. So animation direction. You can make it reverse also. Alright. Alright. So let's save the changes, come to the browser, and now after 2 seconds it will start in the reversed direction. Alright. You can also make it alternate. So once it will be in the correct direction, next time it will be reversed. So I'm changing it both the places. It is alternate. So first time it will go to the actual position, actual direction, and next time it will just reverse. Alright. So it will be alternate. Once it is single, means clockwise, second time it is anti-clockwise. Alright. So these are the things, like obviously when it comes to animation you can do a lot of things out there, but yeah, this is some of the basics using which you can start planning what all you want while working with the animations.
Now in this video of CSS3 we are going to cover a very important and interesting concept of it, that is the 2D transformation. Basically when I say 2D transformation, that means that is only the x-axis and the y-axis which will participate in all the transformation. So here we will use the methods like skew, rotate, translate, and some more functions are there which will help us out in making the transformation along with the x and the y-axis. So let's start a practical implementation and see what is all here for CSS3 regarding the 2D transformation.
Alright, so now in 2D graphics, what we are going to do, we will take a couple of divs. One will remain intact and same, while in second div we'll do the required changes. So let's see what is all there in the div. The height, width is set, background color is set, and border is set. So obviously it will look like a box, as you can see. Now after this, what I'm going to do is, for that particular div who's being decorated with the ID my div, I'm going to use the rotate method. So, and what we are going to do, we are going to perform a common thing in all, that is I'm going to rotate them with 20 degree. So you can see there are a couple of divs. This is one div which will just contain the styles from this class, while this div will take the styles from this class as well and from my div as well. So let's save the changes and come to the browser. Let's see what is all there. So you can see, like here, this one is rotated to the 20 degree, while this one is having the default layout. Now we can also do that in the reverse direction by putting the minus symbol, that is minus 20 degree now. So you can see now it is from this particular position, right? So depends like how you want to rotate, either clockwise or anti-clockwise. If you want to do clockwise, just pass any degree, or in anti-clockwise just pass minus symbol along with that. Now similarly you do have one more method here called skew, in which I'm going to skew with x-axis or y-axis. So I'll do it with skew x 20 degree. That means it will be skewed using the x-axis only. So skew x and x. So now here you can see the x-axis is parallel still, means it is same, but here it is being skewed. Alright, the whole thing is being skewed, including the text inside it. Similarly you can skew it on the basis of y-axis. So I'm using skew y now. Alright, so you can see the y-axis, that is the vertical ones, are the same, but the x-axis is changed to 20 degree. Alright, and now using skew only, it will be taken from both the sides. Alright, means skew x and y both will be there. Alright, so these are the things which you can perform in 2D graphics. You can just transform it on the basis of different shapes and sizes, but when you will do the same things including the animation, you can see them moving in the same way. So we'll do the animation in our coming video, but this is all about the 2D graphics or 2D transformation in CSS3.